WWE wrestler and first inductee into the 2014 New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. When I want my wrestling news, I watch the Squared Circle.
Good evening.
Oh,
What happened there?
we're here somewhere. And here we are. Good evening. Sorry for the delay. Today is July 1st, and we are back with the Squared Circle.
Seems like we did this already, didn't we?
Yeah. We were just on the air with talking with Tom, and now we're talking with the award-winning Squared Circle.
What's wrong with
Tom
Hollywood J
Dacey.
over there?
Hollywood J is looking a little peaked. Hollywood J is on assignment and should be joining us in a little while. Meanwhile, we were at Monday Night Raw last night,
Yes.
and Hollywood J and myself and a few selected guests were in our suite, as usual, and we had a fantastic evening. Raw,
Phenomenal.
yeah, was one of the best ones I've seen in a long time, and a lot of surprises.
The return of one of your favorites,
Yes,
Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho, absolutely, Y2J, and Mr. Irvine himself, and the return of AJ Lee, and the return of The Miz. So we had a trifecta of returns. So leads us to surmise, with AJ Lee coming back, is her husband too far behind?
Well, as you heard, everybody was chanting CM Punk, CM Punk.
Oh, without a doubt. But I'm interested to see what is going to develop with that. AJ Lee is now champion once again.
Champion once again.
Yes.
We kind of figured that was going to happen.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, it was none of the rumor mills, and we look at all the sites, and our crack staff is usually up on this kind of stuff. Dave Meltzer is actually always a good source, and nobody had it. One, that The Miz was coming back. Two, that Jericho was coming back. And three, that AJ Lee was going to be in the house. So it was surprising to us.
Pretty well.
Yeah,
kept secret.
yeah, and as much as Jericho talks on his own talk show, he kept it under wraps himself that he was coming back.
But of course, the night before, we had the Money in the Bank pay-per-view.
Yeah, that I was not able to see. I saw the highlights and of course the aftermath on Raw, because I was at Raw in person. Sunday night, if you follow us on Facebook, I was at Yankee Stadium watching the Red Sox beat the snot out of the Yankees.
Yes.
8-5, thank you very much. And it turns out that David Ortiz's 3-run shot was the major difference in the ball game. So thank you, Mr. David Ortiz.
And how surprised are you that once again John Cena is champion?
I am incredibly surprised that it's dumbfounded. I'm dumbfounded.
I'm not
really.
already.
Yeah, I mean, why would they go to that well and bring Cena back? It just doesn't make sense. Make him champion again.
And of course, he's on the cover of the new video game.
I really don't get it. I don't get, with all the new talent coming up, I mean, Roman Reigns is on fire right now. Cesaro is on fire right now. And they're trying to move this Adam Rose character. They're trying to move.
It's party time.
Right, Bo Dallas, thank you, believable, and to go back to John Cena, it doesn't make sense. And I've said on the show, I'm not a Cena hater. I'm not on board with all those people that just poo-poo on him all the time.
It's just that we've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
Give it to somebody new.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to wait and see. I mean, there must be some sort of grand scheme behind it that they're going to let him give it up to somebody.
Well, Hollywood seems to think, I was discussing this with Hollywood.
Yeah.
He seems to think they're going to do the same with Roman Reigns like they did with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. That's a possibility, but they also leaked the SummerSlam poster.
Yep.
And they're showing Cena versus Brock Lesnar for SummerSlam for the title.
Yeah, and I mean, they announced last night that Cena's going to be in this big match at the next pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Oh, his title's in jeopardy. No, it's not.
No, it's not. If you can believe the poster for SummerSlam. Yeah, it's really strange. But the cost-cutting measures at WWE continue. Because one of their talents can't even afford to buy herself
Yes, we want to address this.
iPod case.
We want to address this. Santina
Wow.
Morella's partner there,
Yeah,
Emma, was arrested in Hartford
Yes.
last night
Shortly after the.
for shoplifting a $20 mini iPad case.
Well, that portion of the story is alleged, but the arrest is factual and can be found on the Hartford police webpage. And unbelievable. Why?
Why would you throw your career away?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if it's going to cost her a career, but I mean, it's amazing that, like I said, maybe the cost-cutting measures have hit the talent so hard that she couldn't afford to purchase herself an accessory. Stranger things have happened, I guess.
One of my favorite parts of Raw last night was Mr. Damian Sandow
No, he was
as
fantastic.
Vincent
Yeah.
Kennedy McMahon.
Yeah, now I got to tell you, live in the arena, the people went nuts when Kennedy McMahon's music hit, and everyone assumed, because we're in Connecticut.
I did.
Vincent is not too far from
Yeah.
us, that he was going to make an appearance. And when it was Sandow, I love that guy. I've been a fan of his since he came on the scene in the WWE, and I think he's grossly underused. And last night he was great. He was fantastic.
Of course, Stephanie had some issues with that, of course.
Of course.
The Authority.
Yeah, Stephanie had some key moments last night, becoming a thugonomics professor herself, cutting on John Cena, and of course her response to Damian Sandow acting like Vince McMahon. It was fun. It was a fun show overall last night. The crowd was very.
I thought it was one of the best Raws I've seen in a while.
Yeah. Crowd was electric. They were all into it, and it was a high energy show, pretty much from the get go. And like you said, they showed the cover for the 2K15 video game.
Why?
It was a lot of fun, I must say.
That's all I have to say is why.
Why put him on the cover? It doesn't matter who's on the cover, really, but at least he's an active member of the roster. Last year they had The Rock on the cover.
Which made no sense.
Yeah, which means part-time, so I guess you can only play that video game part-time.
And I would assume now his movie's coming out, so which probably means he's going to make another return.
It's a possibility. Yeah, at least for one night to hype up his movie. Yeah, I'm surprised. The one thing I was surprised about last night, I thought we would see Hulk Hogan.
I did too. I thought for sure that we were going to see Hulk Hogan last night. I kept saying that. Okay, where's Hogan? Where's Hogan?
Yeah, because on Saturday he was in Tewksbury, Mass, which is a stone's throw from here. He was doing an appearance, so I know he was at least in our region. And I thought for sure that Hogan would make an appearance. And when WWE leaked that they were going to have a return of a former champion, my prediction before the show was Brock Lesnar. And that didn't quite happen, but nobody predicted Y2J.
No.
So that was a
As soon
great
as I
surprise.
saw it, I was like, oh, I know John's happy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a huge Jericho fan. He's such a personality, and he's always been appreciative of what he's done in the business and what he's been able to achieve. And if you listen to him, outside of his character, of course, if you listen to Chris Irvine, the gentleman, he is so appreciative of, the opportunity that he was given. Of course, he worked very hard to get there.
Yep.
But, his dad was, a professional sports, he was a hockey player. And Chris grew up around that. And so he knows what it takes to be in that business. And honestly, there's a select few people. There's only so many people that could be in the WWE and, in professional wrestling at large. And he knew that, he had caught a few lucky breaks and was appreciative.
How long do you think John Cena will hold the title? Do you think that he will eventually lose it to either Daniel Bryan when he returns or possibly CM Punk?
Daniel Bryan being the face, obviously John Cena last night watching the show, he did say that he would give Daniel Bryan a shot. At the title that he never lost, according to Cena. But now you've got the dilemma of two faces, and we don't see a lot. We don't see that a whole lot. So I really can't see him holding the title if Daniel Bryan is going to come back and chase it, because it just doesn't make sense.
So you think he'll lose it before then?
I think he's going to have to lose it if it holds true that Cena's going to meet Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Then my client, Brock Lesnar. I think Brock Lesnar may take the title, and then Daniel Bryan. That is would be a huge mountain to climb for Daniel Bryan. Just size. Just look at the two guys.
Yep.
Just size-wise. It would be. I don't know how great of a match it would be. Daniel Bryan would have to work his tail off to make Brock Lesnar look good.
My other favorite part now is the run-ins between Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
Daddy's gonna be mad at you.
Yeah, I can see that. An ongoing feud between the two of them, and that should culminate at TLC kind of match, some sort of gimmick match where the two of them will just really do at least a 40-minute, just all-out brawl.
Daddy's gonna be mad at you, and then Uncle Kane last.
Yeah. I gotta say that the storyline there is very good, and I'm really happy with it. And I can, like I said, I can see the two of them just having a regular match, and then some sort of screw job finish, and then a stipulation match leading up to not the main event at a pay-per-view, but the co-main event, or the match before the main event, and being the two of them will steal the show.
Well, I predicted the Money in the Bank the other night. I knew that there was going to be some McManigans, as we say.
Yeah. But I don't think we predicted Cena getting the titles.
No, I didn't see that coming.
I just don't get it.
No.
I don't know why it's necessary for Cena to hold the title. We're going to have to see how it plays out.
I think, like we stated once before on the show, maybe because of his relationship with Make-A-Wish.
It's possible. As much as the Cena sucks chant goes on, he's still the #1 merch seller in the company, and the kids rally behind him, and he is popular.
And ironically, Sunday night in his hometown, you still heard the Cena sucks chant.
Yeah.
How rough is that going to be in your own hometown?
You know what? Hey, you know what? Any response is a good response.
Yeah.
Because the last thing you want to hear, as Mario has said, is you walk through the curtain and crickets. So, hey, if you can get the people to respond either positively or negatively, you're doing your job.
Absolutely.
So,
But I just thought it was kind of ironic. Here he is in his hometown,
yeah.
and you're still hearing that loud as day, you know?
Well, as I said before, I really think that it's just the thing to do for the over 30 crowd or
Yeah.
the over 25 crowd to hate on Cena, and for the younger kids to love the guy. You know, and Cena can wrestle once, maybe twice on each show. So, you know, that's why you have all different characters. You have all different size guys, and you have, you know, all different personalities. So, if you're not, you know, a Cena fan, you're a Sandow fan, or you're a Brock Lesnar fan, or what have you. You know, that's why they have so many different, you know, personas.
Yep.
So, yeah, it is what it is. It's just silliness, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. So what was your overall impression last night?
Overall, I thought it was a great show.
Favorite match?
Oh, God. I wish the Divas match was a little longer. I thought that was like way too short.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of predicted. I knew that they were going to do that last night.
I know Cesaro got a scratch under his eye. May have been close to an eye poke, so that kind of made that match a little shorter. I would have liked to seen that go a little longer, but I don't think overall. I thought the whole show was great, and I think, you know, I love Paul Heyman, so Paul Heyman coming out.
Yeah.
I really love the guy. I think he's one of the greatest minds in the business, and I love to listen to him talk outside of the WWE. So, I mean, to see him was great, but I think whoever wrote the show, which I have a sneaking suspicion a little bit of that, was Paul Heyman. I think the overall was great.
And
I
of
just can't pick one segment.
And of course, the way Raw ended last night, with Roman Reigns standing in the ring, staring down Triple H.
Yeah. I mean, I think your prediction is right. They're going to make of him what they did with Daniel Bryan, and kind of slot him into that role, where the Authority is just going to keep knocking him down, and you know, at some point, possibly at SummerSlam or maybe even further, he's going to get his his shot to take down the Authority.
I like to see that happen.
Tonight, of course, is a view. What is it? The Cougar's View or something.
Oh, the Cougar Countdown.
The Cougar Countdown. Yeah, the greatest moments of Vicky Guerrero on the WWE Network.
So that should be interesting to watch.
Yeah.
And then, of course, this Thursday is season 1 of Total Divas.
Yeah, the network is going to run season 1 of Total Divas, and, you know, obviously they'll be running it concurrently through the current season. And it was a huge success on E, so I'm sure the people that have the network, if they hadn't seen it on E already, will definitely tune in for that.
I'm looking forward to going back watching season 1, because I didn't see too much of season 1.
Yeah, I did see the whole thing. I'm fortunate enough to have a DVR, so I was able to see all the episodes. It was fun. I mean, if it's on and it's running when I'm home, I'll probably watch it again. It's enjoyable. But one of my favorite things on the network is Thursday nights is NXT.
Yes.
You know, you're able to see a lot of the guys that are going to be on the main roster and coming up, and I really enjoy that aspect of it. You know, and watching the guys develop a character. So it's a lot of fun. But the network is definitely coming into its own, so to speak.
I think we just had somebody come in the studio.
Yeah, I think we have Mr. Hollywood J joining us.
Get that out of here right now.
Well, we're just talking about the pay-per-view and a little bit of Monday Night Raw, and you joined us in the suite, and we had a select group of people in our suite. Thank you again.
The suite? Is that what you want to call it?
Oh, it was sweet.
That was way up high.
Well, we usually have our
My
spot right
equilibrium is all... I just came back from the doctor.
there.
I don't know. I'm going to have to call that PayPal or whoever they are that I don't know. I'm gonna have to speak to somebody, one
Yeah.
of my attorneys.
Well, before you start speaking, let's.
Did we cheat him and how?
Did we cheat him and how? What, the Stooges?
The attorney?
Yes. So, I said the whole night was great. I really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
Jericho's return. Nobody predicted it.
I did. Nobody predicted that.
Yeah,
Everybody predicted Jericho was gone.
AJ Lee, Divas champion once again.
Well, I guess AJ's not pregnant then.
That's what I said. But she
Yeah.
took a couple of bumps last night, and she still looks her thin, tiny little self.
Yeah, I don't think she's pregnant.
So
We don't know if you heard this story, but thoughts on Emma? Did you hear that story?
I heard the story this afternoon. Charges were larceny, apparently robbery at a Walmart up in the Hartford area of a cell phone or something like that.
I said, the WWE cost-cutting measures must have hit the talent too.
Right,
Can't
I think
afford.
so.
It was an iPad mini case, from what I heard.
An iPad mini case. That's the understanding I had, and apparently the way the WWE feels about it is that it's no big deal, that it'll blow over by tomorrow once the media lays off. You have a member of your roster accused of stealing here. I mean, unless it's not true, unless she didn't do it, unless she's being framed.
Okay.
Well,
I mean,
I would
absolutely.
imagine they have it on security
Right,
footage.
exactly. I mean, that's the response we get from Triple H and Stephanie about a member of their roster stealing something.
Right.
We'll be all right with it.
You need to adjust your mic a little bit.
Is
Yeah.
that what they're telling you to
Yes,
do?
they're telling me in the earpiece.
Oh, you need to adjust his mic.
Our correct staff.
Our correct staff.
But
Maybe
yeah,
the
let's not
staff's
dwell
not correct.
on the Emma situation. It's just silliness, and why he would need to do that, I do not know. But on more positive things, just the whole show, I was really impressed with Monday Night Raw. And, I've seen quite a few in person over the last year or so with the boys, and this one has probably been one of the better ones in a very long time.
It was almost sold out.
Yeah. I think the top two rows were blacked out, but other than that, yeah, it was jam packed.
It was jam packed. It was almost sold out. I think a lot of it might have had to do with anticipation of rumors about CM Punk, and yesterday apparently was his last day of his contract.
Right.
Right. So you have that curiosity there.
Mm-hmm.
And it probably always is a little more busy after a pay-per-view, though.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, the Monday Night Raw after any pay-per-view is usually a good indicator of sales.
Right.
But yeah, it was fun. We had a really good time.
And of course, John and I were talking before you got here about Damian Sandow. That was hysterical.
Yeah.
Sitting way up there where we were sitting.
Boy, I moved down after a while.
You moved on
After
a
we
while, but I was
finished the
way
buffet.
up
After
there.
we polished off the buffet, I
They
moved
were
down.
holding me up. They told me I couldn't go down. I don't know why.
Well, hey,
But anyway,
gotta have the cachet.
I guess, anyway, the way it looked up there, it looked like it really was Vince McMahon.
Well, when the music hit, everybody popped like it
I
was.
did too. I really thought Vince was coming out.
Because they showed the limousine and we'll play little mind games with it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed it, and I like Damian Sandow. I think he's one of the better characters they've had in a very long time.
So that's his new thing. He just comes out and impersonates somebody.
I don't know. Excuse me, but it's fun. I like the guy. I really do.
You're welcome.
Yes, I am.
And of course, Hartford, we're here.
We're here.
Yeah, the Wyatt family are definitely making strides and getting bigger and better and stronger.
They need to add somebody.
Well,
They need to bring out Sister Abigail, maybe.
yeah, that that could be a possibility.
A female wrestler as a Sister Abigail.
Yeah, that could be a possibility.
Yeah, there's people coming up the pike.
But
Right.
let's hope they don't add people and get into like the craziness that the NWO had when they had
No.
Oh, God,
it's
no.
never-
80% of the
it's never
roster.
gonna-
Oh God, no.
It's never gonna, maybe more like the Dudleys,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
sign guy Wyatt maybe, or something like that.
Well, we got a call.
Let's go to the call.
You are live on the Squared Circle.
Hey guys, it's Bill from North Haven. How are you this week?
Hey, we're
Good,
doing
how are
great.
you, Bill?
Yourself?
Pretty good, Bill.
Hey, I actually can't see the show this week, but I got the number logged in, so I figure I'd give you a call.
Fantastic.
Anytime.
No, it was great. I always like calling in and getting your perspective on some of the shows. Did you? I'm sure you guys watched Raw last night.
Yeah, we were actually there.
We were in attendance.
Oh, that's right, because it was in Hartford. So,
Right.
how was the crowd?
You know what? They were electric from the moment, from the get-go, man. It was really, really hot. Nearly a sellout. I think they only had 2 rows blocked off at the very top of the arena, and they were just chanting and screaming, and even during the so-called commercial breaks, everyone was hot and on fire.
Yeah, that's what it really sounded like from watching the show. You could never tell, but it definitely sounded like the crowd was pretty much electric. I know they were chanting for. I thought I heard them chanting for JBL a little bit, and a lot of other stuff going on.
They were chanting for just about everybody. I
Yeah.
think they were chanting for CM Punk for a little while, Daniel Bryan.
And then they were doing the Jerry chant like they were on Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
Jerry.
Yeah, well, it's great. That's great when you go to a show and you got a crowd that's so much into it. How was their? A couple of things. How was the reaction to the whole? I guess apparent turn of Jack Swagger to fight Rusev. I can't pronounce his name.
Yeah.
How was the reaction to the crowd to that?
They were hot for just about everything that they were fed last
They
night.
seemed to react. I went to get myself an adult beverage at that time, but
Yeah.
they seemed to act really favorably towards it.
Yeah. You know what? I think everybody was on board with the writing last night, and I'd be interested to know how much of that was written by Paul Heyman, because it just seemed like he had his hands on a lot of it.
Yeah, I tell you, I was really surprised watching the show. I mean, I was just there was stuff that was going on, and I don't know if I want to use the word blown away, but I was just kind of taken away by the fact that Chris Jericho showed back up, which I don't know if anybody was expecting, and then the subsequent attack by the Wyatt. So I think that's a really interesting storyline there. I'm looking to see where they take that.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody was expecting any of that to happen. The Wyatts attacking Jericho,
Yeah,
or Jericho even being there. I mean,
Yeah,
the last I knew, he was quite content with his singing career. His band.
I think that Jericho might have a method to his madness, because he's got a new album coming out in a couple weeks. So I'm sure he'll push his Fozzy product on a willing audience. But he didn't let on at all. I listen to Talks with Jericho every week, faithfully, twice a week, and he did not let on at all. As a matter of fact, he denied that he was going back to WWE. Like a couple weeks ago, he denied any involvement in WWE, and he's like, now's not the time, and I've got Fozzy, and so many other things lined up, and I really think he swerved us.
Yeah, I mean, I was like I said, I was very surprised to see him there. I thought there was a very good vibe to the show, and that's what I really, that's what I saw. Compared to some of the shows that we've seen, as of late, they've been a little, lackluster. But
Yep.
Especially the SmackDowns. I mean, I went to a SmackDown a few months back, and it looked like practically nobody was there. The same place, too, in Hartford.
Yeah.
yeah. And the whole thing, I think the big capper for me was seeing AJ Lee come out, which I don't think anybody was expecting that, and then for her to win the Divas Championship. I'm presuming that's just a precursor to CM Punk coming back.
Well, that's the assumption on everybody's part, that with AJ Lee there, her husband can't be that far behind.
Right. Or at least, it presents to you the fact that, well, if CM Punk is okay with his wife working for Vince McMahon, You know, it always could open the door for him to come back eventually.
Yeah.
Maybe not now, but sooner or later. It seems like there's a good working relationship there at least.
Yeah, and you know what? You know, the fans are always chanting for him. I think I think it'll be huge when he comes back. Not, you know, plus the fact that, you know, Daniel Bryan looks like he's going to be out a little longer, which is pretty much, you know, it's a shame. But are you guys surprised at all of how quickly they've kind of disassembled or kind of squashed the whole Shield thing? You know, I know obviously they broke up, but are you surprised how quickly they've kind of done that?
It was rather quick. It was unexpected when Seth Rollins turned, and then
Yeah.
they're not even like trying to replace him with anybody.
Well, I mean, we did predict it that, you know, and we knew at some point that Roman Reigns was going to get a huge push, and I really think that the time was right, and you know, they need somebody that is going to be that next Daniel Bryan figure, and we were just saying that Roman Reigns, it seems like he's being lined up to be against Triple H and the Authority, and that they're going to kind of put him through the same process that they
Right.
did Daniel Bryan. So I think the time is right, and you know, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, I just predict that
I love that
they
feud.
will get to almost like the co-main event on a pay-per-view within 6 months.
I love that
Two
feud.
of them will feud it out and start out with just a regular match with some sort of you know, screw job finish, and then just escalate until they get to like a ladders match
Hell in a Cell, maybe.
or Hell in a Cell
Yep.
match. Yeah.
Right.
So
well,
I
I
mean,
like the fact of what they're doing with Ambrose. That, you know, he's got that kind of, you know, I think they used the word lunatic fringe kind of thing, and him coming out of the crowd. I think the crowd loves that.
I love it.
And I think that's why they like him. You know, he's a brawler. He's kind of a little unpredictable, and I think that's what the fans really, that's the endearing quality as far as having him in the show. And, you know, I think he's got a bright future also.
Oh,
yeah,
definite.
I honestly, I'm looking forward to see Rollins and Ambrose feud for quite a while. And like I said, the quality of the matches are going to be there. And just to escalate, you know, from a regular 3-minute match to like an Iron Man match, or, you know, and just keep adding the stipulations until they hit, as Jay suggested, like a Hell in a Cell match, or a stretcher match, or a tables match. You know, and I won't predict them headlining a pay-per-view, but co-headlining or being, you know, right before the final match at one of the secondary pay-per-views. I really see that happening.
Yeah, I think they could. I mean, if they do it the right way, that could be a feud that could go on. You know, not forever, but for a long while. Where
Yeah.
that's those feuds that you're kind of like the old school. You know, it just kept on going and going. And
Pro Wrestling Illustrated always has votes for Feud of the Year,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that could definitely be one of them.
Yeah, and yeah, like you said, old school, you know, where the two guys just fought in every territory every week for at least a year and kept building it until the final blow-off match. You know, I really like that mentality. And, you know, I mean, guys like Slaughter and Patterson, you know, that were there back in, you know, in the days, in the late 70s,
Yep.
would go on and on and on every week, and you'd see, like, Dusty Rhodes is a prime example, you know, and he would just be fighting the same guy week after week, and, you know, it would go back and forth, and, you know, some shenanigans would happen, and finally there would be that one huge grudge match, you know, and
end it all.
the brawl to end it all, and I really would love to see Rollins and Ambrose, you know, build up to that intensity.
No, I think you're 100% right. I mean, it almost kind of takes you back when we talk about old school. I mean, you know, I'm sure you remember the old feuds between like Tommy Rich and Buzz Sawyer.
Oh yeah.
And then you had Tommy Rich versus the Superstar. You know, Buzz Sawyer versus Kevin Sullivan. So,
Yeah.
you know, I think they need something like that the fans could really kind of, you know, sit on their seats and say, who's going to win this week? This guy's won the last two. You know, I think that's something that I think they really have to start playing to the intellect of the fans. I mean, we're the ones that watch it. We know so much about what these guys are doing inside and outside the ring. I think
Yep.
they just really need to keep a very good, solid storyline, and I think that's where they're going now. So,
I hope so. I hope you're right. I really do.
yeah. Hey, last but not least, because I don't want to take up the whole show, because I haven't talked about or asked about Sting in about a month. Are you guys hearing anything else?
I know he came into Stanford and got a deal for the DVD. They're going to put out a Sting DVD retrospective. And so I know he filmed that. And there was word that he has a Legends contract in the works and that he's going to do some appearance at some point. But we really haven't gotten, the solid,
Right.
solid on it. Well, I would imagine at some point, around the time the DVD release is going to happen, he's going to have to make an appearance.
Oh, definitely, it's inevitable. There's probably just crossing the I's, dotting the Z's,
Yeah,
doing the final preparations to
Yeah.
bring him in.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of anticipation there from just, from people who are Sting fans or WCW fans. I mean,
Right.
I went back and watched some of his old stuff, or so to speak, older stuff, and, it was just unbelievable, some of the reactions when...
They're putting out another WCW tribute DVD
next week. Or 2 weeks, excuse me. 2 weeks from today. Yeah,
Yeah.
best of Bash at the Beach.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
But
Best of the American Bash,
Great
excuse me.
American Bash.
Great American Bash.
yeah, so, but, all right, guys, listen, I'll let you finish up with the show again. I appreciate letting me jump on and ask a few good questions.
Oh, we appreciate
Thanks,
you calling
Bill.
in. You always have some great comments, and we appreciate you watching and listening. Thank you.
Have a good night, Bill.
All right, guys, take care, buddy.
Have a good night, Bill.
All right. Yeah, great call.
Super fan,
Every
Bill.
week, yeah.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
I will predict, while we're talking about Sting, I will predict he will not compete in the ring for WWE. I
That
No.
is a definite. He
I
won't.
don't see him. I don't see him doing that. Making an appearance, promoting the DVD, doing some, autograph signing, something to that effect.
Possibility for, even though he never wrestled, but Vince McMahon did buy it, he could possibly be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, he definitely belongs to the WWE Hall of Fame, regardless.
I just noticed that Jay's wearing his Hollywood J Rule shirt,
Yes.
North Haven chapter.
Throwback
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Now, Jay, we were talking about Hulk Hogan before you arrived.
Yeah.
How surprised were you that he didn't appear last night?
I wasn't really too surprised that he didn't appear.
I was
kind of
with you. I
expecting-
kind of
yeah,
thought he would.
I don't know. I had like a gut feeling that.
I wasn't really anticipating him too much. I mean, that's just me. I mean, it's not that, we won't see him again.
Yeah.
Right. I wasn't
Well,
really.
I was this past Saturday. He was just right up the road in Tewksbury, Mass, doing an appearance. So I thought, being that he was
I
in the
kind of
area-
thought we'd see him last night.
But Sunday, PWA, right up the street in East Haven,
Right.
at the East Haven High School. The Connecticut Chiefs is a newly formed semi-pro football team that are playing at the East Haven High School.
Mm-hmm.
And the PWA has an agreement with them, and they ran matches before the game and at halftime of the game. And PWA, I gotta say, just no matter where they are, no matter what they do, they put
Awesome
their heart
product.
and souls into it. And
Love
whether
them.
there's one person standing in the audience or a million people standing there, right? They put on a quality show, and my hat's off to them. And I really gotta say that they put on a great performance. Vin the Chin gave his retirement match, and
I
he went
understand that.
over. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and that was surprising. We're not going to see Vin the Chin in the ring anymore. But how long did retirements last in wrestling?
Of course.
Who knows? But for the moment, that was,
Does anybody know about the goings on in Laconia, New Hampshire, over the weekend with the PWA?
yeah, I know Joseph Von Schmidt is scheduled. I believe Sol Diaro is scheduled. I'm not sure who else on the PWA roster is going to be there. But,
It didn't happen yet.
no, it's upcoming.
It's upcoming, or it
Yes,
happened?
this coming weekend, correct? Yes.
'Cause I was seeing some footage of my dear friend the monkey there wrestling outside someplace.
Oh, that was this past.
that was this-
last weekend. Yeah, yeah,
He wants you, Jay.
yeah. Yeah.
He's coming for you.
He's coming. The monkey is going to get spanked
Yes.
if he comes anywhere near me at my North Haven title,
Yes.
which is an undisclosed location
In a secret vault.
in a
Yes.
secret vault hidden away
Yes.
with that beautiful bean recipe.
Well, I think I'm going to root for Saru.
You can throw me into the bus like that.
Well, being that Saru is a professional wrestler and you're just a commentator, I'd have to go with the professional wrestler.
I'm a wrestler.
I have,
don't know if I'm a professional wrestler.
well, you know, wrestling in the backseat of the car with your girlfriend.
That doesn't count.
Woo! Hey now.
Got a belt that says North Even title.
Although, rumor has it, you do know how to spank the monkey, so.
Yeah.
Hey now.
Oh, thank you very much. We're here all night.
Are you talking about a certain thing? Never mind.
Hey.
That.
We'll leave that alone.
Anywho,
Plausible deniability.
you know, Cyndi Lauper, you know, she sang that song about She Bop, you
Yep.
know, the Rock and Wrestling Connection, and She Bop, and
Yep.
He Bop, and We
Yep.
Bop.
It was a weather balloon. Swamp gas.
There you go. At any rate,
My high school graduation, my high school reunion, class reunion is coming up.
yes.
End of August.
Wow.
The Legends, the greatest class, 1994, will be reuniting one more time.
Yeah.
And they will all be paying homage to the great Hollywood J. Williams once
Legend.
again.
Yeah.
My 30th
North
is
Haven
this year.
icon. You know what? I've never attended one.
My 30th is this year.
I walked out of that place and never went back.
Never went back.
You know, Bob Dylan had "Don't Look Back." Well, there we are.
I got to go in there one last time before they tore it down.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I went to Milford High School, and now it's the government center. So I need to get my license plate renewed or some silly stuff like
okay.
that. I can walk through the high school.
You could walk through the old high school. And,
Yeah, the lockers aren't there anymore, though.
No,
They
they took.
Are they? Second floor?
Behind the sheetrock.
Oh, they sheetrocked them over.
They
Wow.
sheetrocked right
As far as me, if you want to go see a good baseball game in North Haven, I mean, the site where the high school used to be is now baseball cages.
Wow.
Yeah, baseball diamond. They keep finding glass there too. I don't know what that's from, but anyway,
But we digress.
we digress. I have also rumors for SummerSlam so far.
Yeah, we did mention.
We
that,
did mention.
The
We did
poster was
mention-
leaked.
Oops.
The
That,
post was leaked.
John Cena versus Brock Lesnar.
That was the whole thing. It was kind of the giveaway as to who was going to win Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Right. Somebody walked up to me earlier Sunday afternoon and was like, "Oh, I know who's going to win Money in the Bank."
Yeah.
I'm like, "You do?" I'm like, "Don't even tell me." He did. I'm like, "No, I hope not. I hope you're wrong, man."
Yeah. Well, it happens.
That was the whole thing. I was just so psyched when. I think my favorite part of the show last night was when Seth Rollins came out at the end with the briefcase. I was like, all right,
Yes,
please.
me too.
Yeah.
I was like,
Please.
yes, yes.
I didn't expect it.
Right.
I didn't expect them to cash it in. I knew
Right.
there was some.
I mean, I know it's only Seth Rollins, but I mean, at least it's not John
Yeah.
Cena. I would rather see Santino Marella with the belt at this point.
Well, he's busy with his Twisted Tea. Which did you guys see that?
Yes.
Were you paying
What
attention
was
during
that trying to? I was like, really? They're promoting Twisted Tea now?
Yeah, that's not PG.
No.
That's not.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's not PG.
Right.
It's alcohol.
Right.
Yeah.
There's nothing PG about
That
alcohol.
made no
Yeah,
sense
so,
to me
I mean,
last night.
Here he is promoting that sour candy thing. What's it called? Juicy Drop.
Juicy drop.
And then there's the Twisted Tea. I just don't get it.
So you have your Twisted Tea with your juicy drop.
I guess, yeah. It's going to give you that sour, so you need something.
Then you go into the men's room and then you really drop.
Oh my goodness.
That made no sense to me last night.
Yeah, I don't get the Twisted.
Like you said, they're
But
supposed
it
to
is
be
revenue, so
they're
Right.
supposed to be PG, but yet you're promoting alcohol.
alcohol. Yeah. I mean, which is fine. I have nothing against it. I mean, drink responsibly and.
Right,
you know,
exactly.
I mean, you know, we're all
Yeah.
men.
Right.
But I just thought it was kind of odd too.
Yeah, I just found that a weird product placement.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, like I said, it's revenue. WWE stock closed up 30 cents on Monday, and then it dropped again today. Because John Cena won the belt. I don't know.
Probably.
The stock is going crazy, crazy.
But it's getting to the point where I'm seeing people that have been loyal fans of John Cena's for years and years. And Randy Orton's too, and you're getting fed up with it. As like Jay, it seems like every time we come to a live event in Connecticut, John Cena and Randy Orton are always in the main event.
Oh,
They're always vying, or even if they're not vying for the title, they're always fighting one another.
well, as stale as everyone thinks John Cena is, I think Randy Orton's more stale. I think he's moldy by now. I was never a huge Randy Orton fan to begin with, but I really can't stand this character anymore. And
It's
I
like,
think
yeah,
he needs to go
it's a
away and
good
reinvent
point.
himself.
It gets boring seeing the two of them fight, each other continuously or wear gold continuously.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess maybe there should be term limitations in politics. Maybe there should be term limitations in wrestling. That you're only allowed to get a push so many times before
Thank you.
Right.
you have to give up your throne.
Is my calculation correct that he's only John Cena's one away from Ric Flair's?
I believe so.
I think it was
Number.
2. I think Ric Flair is 16 and John Cena is 14 now.
15.
No,
Now
15.
he's
15, so
now
he's
he's
one
15.
away.
So am I correct? He's
One away.
from,
He's one
Yeah.
away, and if he gets 2 more title victories, he'll surpass. Right.
Are they going to do that? they really
I
gonna do
think
that?
they're looking at doing that.
Oh, come on.
Because, I mean, barring any serious, long-term injury, I mean, Cena's got quite a few years left.
Unfortunately.
And
You figure if he's how old is John Cena? In his mid 30s.
something to that effect.
So if he wrestles another 10 years,
Yeah,
you do the math, and he's already at title victory number 16.
yeah.
He's gonna surpass Ric Flair.
Hi, I'm Mario
And maybe even
Mancini,
double Ric
former
Flair
WWE
by
wrestler.
that time.
Really.
Ric Flair won his first first world title
Yeah.
in 1981, and he won his last world title in 2000, maybe
I'm terrible with dates.
something like that.
Terrible.
I don't know. Can you?
I can't get signal up.
Oh, you can't get a
in the
signal?
span of he won 16
Crack
titles
staff on that.
in a matter of 20 years, 19, 20 years, let's say.
Yeah.
John Cena's been wrestling for
Just over 10 years.
just over 10 years,
Right.
and he's already at title victory number 15.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Really?
So he's done it. He's done this in half the time that it took Ric Flair, basically.
Yep. Yep.
Hmm.
Well, we got about 5 minutes left.
Wow.
That was very quick.
That's
quick.
very quick. I just, I was at the doctor's because my equilibrium is all off from.
I think he had too many adult beverages last night.
Yeah. I don't know what happened
I
after I
was
left
just,
the suite.
just being up that
Were
high.
you sampling that twisted tea?
Yeah, come see me in the parking lot. Come see me in the parking lot.
Well, at least the limo rode you home. John Cena is 37.
He's 37 years
So-
of age.
Effectively, he's got a good 10, 15 years left.
He started in 99.
Oh, God.
Wow.
And he started wrestling in
He
1999.
started wrestling in doing indies, obviously, and
Yeah.
worked his way up to OVW. And
Yep.
hmm But with 5 minutes left,
You have a best of the week, worst of the week?
Less than 5 now.
worst of the week, I gotta say, is just being up that high last night. Never again.
Well,
I gotta talk to my attorneys about
Well, the
that.
suite level is always up. You're always up there, but we got the buffet, we got the service, and
I don't know what
it's
happened.
really
Maybe
nice.
somebody drugged me or something. I don't know. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, but I arranged for an escort, and we got downstairs, and we were nice. We were like just overlooking the floor.
Where's my doggy bag from the buffet?
Hey, I provided catering last week.
But Stephanie McMahon versus Brie Bella, Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns, and John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. But that's apparently SummerSlam.
So Stephanie McMahon's going to step back into the ring.
Are they going to use vanilla pudding this time? Or strawberry?
That was funny.
craziness. But
Craziness,
I
but-
really, with them letting go the head writer and then seeing last night's show, I think it had Paul Heyman all over it.
Maybe it was Paul Heyman's doing.
Yeah, I really do. And I hope they keep it that way because it's much better than it has
Right.
been.
Yes,
you
that
put
was-
a wrestling mind in charge of a
That was
wrestling
one of the
product.
better shows, as I said earlier.
And with Vince McMahon running all these old shows on the network,
Mm-hmm.
maybe he should watch some of them.
Right.
And get some ideas. Hey, this worked. This was great. This
Mm-hmm.
is what went over.
Yep.
Back in the day, yeah. Even some of his own product.
Right.
Right.
So I'm optimistic on where things are headed. And
Right.
like I said, I'm looking forward to Ambrose and Rollins. I'm looking for the push on Roman
Reigns.
Reigns.
I'm loving that feud between Rollins and Ambrose.
Cesaro's great. I'm getting information off the air.
Right.
WWE Championship.
WWE Championship. What?
Oh, that's Flair's page. He got the WWE Championship twice. This
Right.
is Ric Flair. WCW Championship 6 times. NWA 8 times. IC 1 time. US Championship 5 times. World Tag Team 3 times. And he won the Royal Rumble once. So we've got, I didn't keep track. Title history. Ric Flair is a 16-time world champion. Multiple-time world tag team
Yeah,
and
so
former
Cena.
IC
Yeah,
and
so
US
Cena's
champ.
one away.
So Cena is
Cena
one away.
is
Thank you
one
very much
away.
from our crack staff. We got about, a minute or two left.
That's about it, man.
With 90 seconds left to go. Well, that was like one of the quickest shows we've ever done.
Right, well, I was late.
Yeah, well.
But I'm not going to get a point. 'Cause I'm the boss. I don't get any disciplinary action.
Well, you only hand it out, right?
There's
But
that.
that being said, you drove responsibly, and everything's great,
Exactly.
Mr. Dacey.
I thought maybe you needed a GPS to find the studio, Jay. I thought that's why you were late.
No. The equilibrium was off.
Now we will see you next Tuesday.
Good night and good
I'm
luck.
Jay. I'm John.
Thunderous Tom Dacey.
Amen.
Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.